I'm honoured to address you today at this important plenary session in Dubai, marking an end to a very challenging year in our industry. But also, it's been a year of opportunity for vital reform. Our work at the Kimberley Process is essential because it embodies our deep belief in the need for a level playing field for diamonds from all African producer countries. We do not just work for ourselves or our organizations or our governments. We work for the livelihoods of the people and the communities that rely on a productive, sustainable, and prosperous diamond industry. Despite external pressures and criticisms directed at the Kimberley Process, the World Diamond Council stands firm to preserve the achievements of the last 2 decades. Leadership shows its true colors in times of resistance and uncertainty. True leadership isn't about making popular decisions or seeking applause. It's about standing firm in our values and making responsible choices that will serve us all in the long run, even when they are not popular. True leadership is tested by persistence in the face of doubt. It requires courage to choose the right path, and not necessarily the easy path. Often, it means making decisions that benefit not just today's stakeholders, but future generations. This is especially so as we pursue our ambitions under the reform agenda to contribute meaningfully to global objectives of peace, security, and socio-economic development. The WDC was asked by consensus to lead KP efforts to fulfill its mandate of expanding the conflict diamond definition. After careful consideration, we accepted this role with the understanding that we would serve as facilitators in these discussions. We are fully committed to putting in the work, conducting the research, and making every single effort to support this mandate of the Kimberley Process. However, it increasingly feels as though we, along with our colleagues from Civil Society Coalition and just a few more, are shouldering this responsibility alone. I would like to remind everyone that the accountability for this definition is shared, and it is the responsibility of all KP participants to actively engage and support the delivery of this mandate. We are not naive to the geopolitics that surround us. Instead, we refuse to let these dynamics serve as an excuse to halt the crucial reforms that are needed in the name of progress. It is critical that all members recognize and respect the hard work and dedication that has been invested in this reform process. This is not about sitting on the sidelines, delivering critiques from afar. This is about active engagement, and most importantly, this is about action. It's about fostering genuine, multi-party communication, seeing challenges as a shared problem rather than a you problem. And without this, all we have is empty rhetoric. We, as the World Diamond Council, are here to pursue genuine reform, not to partake in superficial efforts or empty gestures. We do not want to waste our efforts or be unwilling participants in a pretense. Our commitment to strengthening the Kimberley Process is real, and we strive to bring about meaningful change for our industry and the communities it impacts. The Kimberley Process is far from perfect, but it is also far from finished. In the last year alone, with this leadership mindset, we together as the KP family have made significant strides to strengthen the Kimberley Process and make it more inclusive. First, we decided and succeeded in making the KP more equitable by introducing the concept of co-chairmanship. This change reflects our belief that a country's GDP should not determine its ability to lead the Kimberley process. Leadership in the KP should be accessible to all sovereign nations. This move allows for greater inclusivity and leadership diversity. Secondly, we achieved a new level of transparency in the KP certification process. We moved away from mixed origin only certificates and introduced a concept where certificates can list the specific countries of mining origin. We delivered this transparency initiative in just 6 months, demonstrating what focused leadership can accomplish in such a short time. Thirdly, we celebrated the inauguration of the first ever permanent secretariat hosted in Botswana, a huge milestone in professionalizing the Kimberley process for future generations to come. As we prepare for the upcoming plenary meetings, our ambitions remain steadfast. We look forward to advancing the discussions on digitization of the KP certificates to support responsible sourcing and improve regulatory effectiveness of the Kimberley process. Our aim as the WDC and our raison d'être for participating in the KP is to promote and maintain an equitable trade for responsibly sourced natural diamonds, upholding a level playing field where all diamonds, particularly African diamonds, have fair access and an equal chance to succeed. Today, due to the narrow definition, this decision is being made outside of the Kimberley process on what a conflict diamond represents. It is independent members of the industry who ultimately source the product and determine which diamonds represents their brand values and which do not, which origin lands on the approved list and which origin does not. This threatens the equitable framework that we are striving to build. The WDC wants to see the KP win. And people who want to see you win will help you win. Remember that. So today, and for the rest of this week, I urge us all to unite in the pursuit of meaningful reform, recognizing that collaboration and mutual respect are essential. Together, we can ensure the KP remains a crucial force for integrity, sustainability, and progress in our industry. As guardians of this industry, we must push forward with unwavering commitment to transparency, integrity, and positive change. Our objective for this plenary is to uphold the Kimberley process as a pillar of trust, setting a standard that commands confidence and commands respect. Let's build a future where our outcomes resonate as powerfully as the diamonds that we represent. In closing, I would like to emphasize that now is the time to act. We know there are decades where nothing happens, and then there are weeks when decades happen. I'm going to repeat that. There are decades where nothing happens, and then there are weeks when decades happen. If we focus on what unites us, this could be one of those weeks. One of those moments where our actions and our commitments will be felt for future generations to come. Thank you very much. Shukran.